Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances, without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. In this video, I will be using copyrighted material for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, and teaching. Hi you guys, this is Irene. Whatever goes wrong in this video, I just want you to forgive it, okay? Because I started making this and then I ended up white-splaining everything, and I just had to change the format of this entire video. This is going to be dealing with Justin Fairfax and why I feel we should promote having Northam usurped so that Fairfax can take over as the governor of Virginia. First, let me be clear that there are zero black governors in all of the country. In all of the United States, there are no black governors. So it would be a good look, if nothing else, for aesthetics, for a racist to be thrown out of office and replaced with a black man. His policies, things like that, we can get into another time. I'm just talking pure aesthetics, right? Pure aesthetics. Now, we know that some other things have come out about Northam. Part of what has come out other than this beautiful picture of him from his yearbook, other things that have come out are his nickname, his new nickname, and let me zoom it in for you. Goose Coonman. Yeah. His brother Rats. This is an interesting little, I don't even know what to say. This is just an interesting, the fact that this was a military academy blows my mind. It's just an interesting little blurb about him, about how he crawled his way up and earned the respect of his fellow racists, okay? Biology/army/armor. We know that he's a eugenicist. We know that he's into eugenics. That's why he has an interest in pediatrics and abortion. We know that he's a racist, but what's new? Lots of people are racist, as we will see further in this video. So in my push to see Fairfax placed as governor of Virginia, I want to talk about the extreme level of caping and acquiescing and code adherence that is going on by both whites and the Black Virginia caucus members with regard to this situation. I would encourage you all to be vocal on your social media accounts, be vocal in your real life with wanting to promote the replacement of Northam with Fairfax, a man who, when sworn in, carried the papers in his pocket that freed his great-great-grandfather. His son has his nose and his daughter looks like his wife. That's freaky, but that's just a whole nother thing. Let's go ahead and get into this video.
Bringing former Democratic Congressman from Virginia, Jim Moran. He's joining us this morning, and I want to first put up, Jim, on the screen a statement you made yesterday. With Ralph as governor, he will work harder to redeem himself for this grievous error in judgment than anyone. I think he should ride this out. Do you still think that's tenable?
I don't know whether it's tenable. I do think it's the right thing to do, and I hate to be on the other side of virtually all of my friends on this, but I do disagree with their judgment because I think it is a rush to judgment before we know all of the facts and before we've considered all of the consequences. Facts that we do know are that Ralph has expanded Medicaid to hundreds of thousands of uninsured Virginians, a disproportionate number of whom are African Americans. He has promoted the career of his very talented lieutenant governor in every possible way. He's invested in better preschools and public schools and minority neighborhoods. So we know what he has done as governor. But even if the worst case scenario is true, George, I think there is an issue of redemption. Redemption is a very powerful factor in what people are able to accomplish. Ralph understands the endemic racism that has been part of Virginia society for so long. It was 400 years ago to this year when the first African Americans were brought as slaves to Point Comfort, now Fort Monroe. And he understands that legacy better than many people are able to, and I think we ought to give him an opportunity to redeem himself. Look at Lyndon Johnson. No untarnished liberal from the North could ever have gotten the Great Society programs passed, but he was able to work with his Southern colleagues because he knew where they were coming from. We still have a conservative Republican legislature, and frankly, I think that Ralph will have the highest motivation possible to bring us further away from this horrible past of racism and bring us toward more racial justice.
You just laid out the case, and I think in theory we all believe in redemption, but wouldn't the case for that be much, much stronger if the governor had aired these issues himself? Okay, you say even in the worst case that he's in the photo that would be possible. I think Mr. Johnson would disagree with that, but even if he wasn't in the photo, he knew about the blackface Michael Jackson performance, never talked about it in public before.
Yeah, I think he's still learning, and I really don't think that we should be judging on the basis of the mistakes people have committed in the past as much as whether they have learned from that past to bring us forward. And I think Ralph may be just the kind of person who can build those bridges to a
Democratic Congressman from Virginia, Jim Moran. He's joining us this morning, and I want to first put up, Jim, on the screen a statement you made yesterday. With Ralph as governor, he will work harder to redeem himself for this grievous error in judgment than anyone. I think he should ride this out. Do you still think that's tenable?
So I just want to start by saying that this is a perfect example of how white people universally stay on code with each other. And when I address the Venezuela situation in a video that'll be coming out later tonight or tomorrow, it's going to be another example of globally how whites stay on code with each other. Now, in this case, he's about to make a whole lot of excuses, and I just want 2 words to stick in your mind as you watch this man talk. Benevolent racism. Benevolent racism. On my other channel, I did a video today, a live today regarding benevolent racism, and I cited a publicly publicized book that was included in a medical journal that spoke of benevolent racism from the white perspective. This is whites talking to whites. And I said that this is something that we experience in the here and now. And this is a perfect example of a white person speaking to other whites, because trust me, he's not speaking to us, about why we should overlook this because of his benevolent racism, Northam's benevolent racism. So let's play it.
I don't know whether it's tenable. I do think it's the right thing to do, and I hate to be on the other side of virtually all of my friends on this, but I do disagree with their judgment because I think it is a rush to judgment before we know all of the facts and before we've considered all of the consequences. Facts that we do know are that Ralph has expanded Medicaid to hundreds of thousands of uninsured Virginians, a disproportionate number of whom are African Americans.
So let's stop there. This is benevolent racism. He's a racist, but hey, he expanded medical to a number of Virginians, a disproportionate amount of which are black. That's benevolent racism. When white people do kind, nice, sweet things for black people out of benevolence, but they're still racist, but they have the poor puppy on the side of the road, let me give it a bowl of food type care for black people. And he is saying this is an example of why he should not be ousted. Now, you guys know my only interest in seeing him ousted is for aesthetics, right? Because currently we have no black governors in all of the United States. For those of you who feel we're so far progressed in racial equality in this country, there are no black governors anywhere in the United States. And so if we oust Northam, we can put a black man in his place because his lieutenant governor is a black man. Am I going to say he's my favorite person? We'll get to that later. But the aesthetics of it would be good. And so I would promote ousting him, not because I care, because you know what? A racist is a racist. All these people are racist. The guy talking right now is a racist, okay? But because the aesthetics will be good. But the aesthetics are only good if people understand what is behind us pushing for this change. And it would be good for our people just to have a win of getting a racist out of office easily, like the Jews and the gays are able to do when they don't like somebody. Just for us to even have that kind of push for anything would be amazing.
He has promoted the career of this very talented lieutenant governor in every possible way. He's invested in better preschools and public schools.
So he said he promoted the career of his lieutenant governor. Oh, you guys, if you have not seen the live I did today on benevolent racism, in this book where, whites are talking to whites, he talks about how individual whites can have an interest in individual black people. They have a pet black person that they don't mind helping and doing nice things for, but they hate the entirety of black people. They just like their pet. Do you know what I mean? They just like the black, that one black family or that one black guy or that one black girl in their life. These are the people that will say, I have a black friend. Do you know what I mean? They want to point out the one black they like so you guys really need to go watch that video because they are capable of promoting and engaging in benevolent racism with individual blacks. But our issue with Northam, right, is not going to be his attitude toward individual blacks. It's going to be his attitude toward all blacks, which extends to his abortion policy, which disproportionately affects black people. Clearly, they understand disproportionately affecting black people because he just talked about that with medical earlier. The same is true in abortion, which is why Northam, Coon Man, as he's so called, in his in another school picture, has an interest in pediatrics and abortion.
Minority neighborhoods. So we know what he has done as governor. But even if the worst case scenario is true, George, I think there is an issue of redemption. Redemption is a very powerful factor in what people are able to accomplish. Ralph understands the endemic racism that has been part of Virginia society for so long. It was 400 years ago to this year when the first African Americans were brought as slaves to Point Comfort, now Fort Monroe. And he understands that legacy better than many people are able to.
He said he understands that legacy better than many people are able to. I believe that Northam understands the legacy, because it's 400 years to the year, as he's pointing out, that the first slaves were brought to Point Comfort in Virginia. The thing is that racist whites understand the legacy very clearly. And the legacy is blacks are useful. And again, you guys need to go watch that other video that I put up today on my other channel. Racist whites recognize that blacks are useful as servants and in servitude, as long as they're not directly competing with white people. They understand the legacy of their so-called belief in their supremacy, right? They understand the legacy of their belief in their supremacy. That's all they understand. A white person that understands the legacy of slavery is the most dangerous white person because they want to hold on to their legacy. They say things like, forgive this benevolent racist because he gave all those poor black people medical. So let's overlook that. Forgive this benevolent racist because he wants to pass a woman's right to choose policies so that all the poor black people that he gave medical to can go and get state-funded and federally funded abortions to help them commit genocide and do our work for them. I think the videos I did the last 2 days on my main channel, strangely, are covering these issues pretty clearly.
I think we ought to give them an opportunity. Congressman, look at Lyndon Johnson. No untarnished liberal from the North could ever have gotten the Great Society programs passed, but he was able to work with his Southern colleagues because he knew where they were coming from. We still have a conservative...
Oh my gosh, y'all, I don't know if you're listening to him. He was able to work with his Southern colleagues because he knew where they were coming from. He understood their racism. This is literally what this man is saying. Lyndon Johnson couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. But you know who could do it? Northam. Because he understands the legacy of slavery. He was able to work with his Southern colleagues. That book I read on my other channel today was from the South. He understands their mindset toward black people. He can get them to engage in benevolence to their subordinates. We need to leave him in there because they're not going to work with a black person. They're not going to work with the black lieutenant governor. They're not about this competing and working alongside blacks thing. They're about the giving the petty little poor blacks in Virginia health care type actions. The fact that he's on national TV and saying this, but you know how white people, they think everything is over your head. This is two white men talking to each other. You're too stupid and I'm too stupid to understand the conversation that's being had. And this conversation is only being had for other whites. This conversation is not being had for non-whites. Believe this. ABC News does not have this Democrat, silver-haired, blue-eyed white man up there talking all this mess for your and my benefit. This is for the benefit of other whites.
Republican legislature, and frankly, I think that Ralph will have the highest motivation possible to bring us further away from this horrible past of racism and bring us toward more racial justice.
You just laid out the case, and I think in theory we all believe in redemption, but wouldn't the case for that be much, much stronger if the governor had aired these issues himself? Okay, you say even in the worst case that he's in the photo that would be possible. I think Mr. Johnson would disagree with that, but even if he wasn't in the photo, he knew about the blackface Michael Jackson performance, never talked about it in public before.
Yeah, I think he's still learning, and I really.
Oh my goodness, these people, they are on code. Like, I'm telling you, if black people were comfortable making all the darn excuses for other black people that this white man and people like him are comfortable making for each other. Do you see how they play good cop, bad cop? He's not really being that much of a bad cop, the interviewer. But I'm just saying, y'all. Oh, well, I think he's still learning. He's old as hell, but still learning. Northern. The governor of a whole state, but he's still learning. I think he's still learning. I'm going to tell you, if black people would make as many of excuses, because you know how whites do. They'll change the laws to keep their people out of jail and make excuses for their people. Their people are victims, still learning, naive. They have 99 excuses for their people. We won't make not one excuse for our people. I made a video telling our people not to put each other in the boxes that whites established for us, and had a black person come in my comments section and talk about blacks put themselves in these boxes. Oh, well, didn't Northam put himself in the box of a racist? But these white people are quick to pull him out of that box. Right? Because they have loyalty to each other.
I don't think that we should be judging the basis of the mistakes people have committed in the past as much as whether they have learned from that past to bring us forward. And I think Ralph may be just the kind of person who can build those bridges to a better future. He has the highest motivation imaginable to ensure that his legacy is not defined by a picture in his yearbook, but rather by what he has accomplished as governor. I believe in second chances. I'll never forget Robert C. Byrd, who had been a member of the Ku Klux Klan early in his political career, coming to me and
I'm sorry. Y'all, this interview cannot be real life. Did he just say he can remember when a KK member at the beginning of his a Ku Klux Klan member at the beginning of his political career came to him and they held a conversation? This cannot be real life. I am telling you, I love Trump so much. These racists, this conversation, y'all. The fact that this is on national news, how do you guys watch TV? I just want to know. I mean, I found this for my research, but how do you people watch TV? And then walk around here thinking everything is okay when they're having these conversations on the news. But let him talk about the benevolence of the Ku Klux Klan member, because this ought to be good.
An Interior Appropriations Conference and saying, Congressman, after 50 years in the Senate, there is nothing more important to me than setting aside land on the National Mall for a memorial to Dr. Martin Luther King. And I don't care about...
Oh, benevolent racism. A whole memorial? The Ku Klux Klan member said there's nothing more important to me than setting aside a little piece of land to put up in a memorial for Martin Luther King. Oh, wow. That's so redeemed. That redemption. That touched me right somewhere deep in my soul. Deep in my soul, you guys. Former Ku Klux Klan member and him. Because they're comfortable coming to him, mind you. Let's not let that slide. He's got the back of all the races. He's got Northam's back. He's cool with the Ku Klux Klan. He's on national TV having a whole conversation as a Democrat. But let me guess, a lot of you are Democrats, so you're good with this.
Not getting any credit, but this is what is my highest priority at the end of my career. That's the power of redemption. And I think we should do.
So a Ku Klux Klan member wanting no credit for trying to push for a little plot of land for a memorial to a man who got killed, Dr. Martin Luther King, whose whole platform was, don't hurt white people. Just let them hurt you. They'll come around. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is on ABC News. They're really having these conversations in open forum. This is a real thing. I'm just saying, this is real life, you guys. This is the country we live in, but whatever. Let's let it play.
To achieve a better future for all of
Virginia
Virginia
hold for all of us as human beings, but as a practical matter, he's governor of the state of Virginia right now. His entire Democratic caucus has come out saying he's got to resign. The 2 senators from the state have said he's got to resign. Leaders in the House have said he's got to resign. The Democratic Governors Association has said he's got to resign. How can he possibly govern in a situation like that?
Well, I think that's up to him. I do think that he has the capacity to do that, to show resilience and strength and to prove himself. I don't think these public shamings really get us.
Oh wow, he called it shaming. That's one of MGTOW's favorite things for me. You're shaming us. It's shaming language. He called it public shaming. It's in a yearbook. So talking about it is public shaming. God forbid we talk about this. I mean, public shaming. That's so wrong. I can't. I'm telling you, if we could only embrace this level of excuse making for black people, y'all, we would be unstoppable. But what about the dope dealer? Well, I think he's still learning. But what about the one that robbed the such and such? Well, if only we could not publicly shame people. But what about what? No. You don't understand what they can accomplish. Oh no, we won't do that. We will drag. Oh, they deserve to be in jail. Oh, she got 5 kids. Oh, he's been to jail. We won't make excuses for each other. But I'm gonna tell you, the interviewer is just coming up with all the arguments all the non-whites will say, and then the white man's like, "Oh, but no. It's not like that. Don't shame this man. This man is able to talk to the other races. Believe me, I had a Ku Klux Klan member for a friend once, and this is what he said." I mean, he's on national TV literally saying this. My mind is blown. Like, literally. My brains are all over the living room right now because I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand how anybody actually watches the news. If this is the kind of stuff they put on TV, how is it not common knowledge to black people that white people don't like us? Look, I won't say all whites, but I'm going to say all the ones that matter. Okay. Like the one giving this interview, ABC News, and the Democrat that's talking. The Democrat, the one who's friends with the KKK member that he feels is so benevolent.
That much. I think we've done this several times, and we retreat into our corners where we're most comfortable, and it just exacerbates the tribalism that confronts society today. I think that he understands where people are coming from, but he knows where we need to go, and I think that's our opportunity to achieve the kind of progress that frankly Justin Fairfax would be able to build upon when he becomes the governor, not by default, but on his own merit. So I want to give Ralph Northam a chance to prove.
Oh, he said not by default, but by his own merit. You guys, I was going to make one long video. I don't know if I can. I might have to break this up. I might have to break this up. I wanted to just make one long video on the Northam situation and why it would be beneficial for us to have him ousted because they're all racist, right? But just because we have no black governors, and it would just be a good look to throw a racist black governor out, I mean, a racist white governor out and replace them with a black face, it would just be a good look. But I feel like doing a white-splaining series. Like, you know, we listen to white people and we just translate what they're saying. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm torn about what to do here. I don't know. You guys will see what I do when I put it up, because this is deep. You know, in fact, let's just do it. Let's just do it all here and now. Okay? Let's just do it all here and now. That was the deepest mess I've ever seen. Oh, and I tell you, he got on national TV and said, let me give you an example. I have a friend that was in the KKK, and at the beginning of his political career, I cannot. I can't with that. Like, what do you say to that? When the lead off is, I have a friend that was in the KKK, and at the beginning of his political career, let me tell you about some redemption, he said. Let me tell you all about redemption, using my political KKK friend as the example on ABC News. That's when you know the battle's not over. Let's go ahead and let's go to Ralph Northam. Let's go to Ralph Northam, and I want to. This is all going to pan out much differently than I was expecting, you guys. After that mess. But let's go ahead and listen to his retraction of his admittal.
When I was confronted with the images yesterday, I was appalled that they appeared on my page. When I was confronted with the images yesterday, I was appalled that they appeared on my page, but I believe then and now that I am not either of the people in that photo. I stand by my statement of apology to the many Virginians who were hurt by seeing this content on a yearbook page that belongs to me. It is disgusting. It is offensive. It is racist. And it was my responsibility to recognize and prevent it from being published in the first place. I recognize that many people will find this difficult to believe. The photo appears with others I submitted on a page with my name on it. Even in my own statement yesterday, I conceded that, based on the evidence presented to me at the time, the most likely explanation that it was indeed me in the photo. In the hours since I made my statement yesterday, I reflected with my family and classmates from the time and affirmed my conclusion that I am not the person in that photo. While I did not...
Okay. So he admitted it, and now it's going to be hard for you guys to believe, but he in fact suddenly realized that if he could not recall an incident that he's about to talk about, where he did blackface in the same year, that it was likely it wasn't neither one of those people were him, and it just coincidentally ended up on his yearbook page.
In this photo, I am not surprised by its appearance in the EVMS yearbook. In the place and time where I grew up, many actions that we rightfully recognize as abhorrent today were commonplace.
All right, I just want you guys to hear that he said many actions that we believe are abhorrent today, or we recognize are abhorrent today, were commonplace in 1984. For all the black people in the room who say we're in a post-racial society and everything was so long ago, apparently blackface and putting on KKK uniforms was commonplace in 1984. So how old were all of you guys in 1984? You know, crack epidemic years, kickoff of mass incarceration, because we like to be in a delusion about reality. So people apparently who lived in an era where it was commonplace to wear KKK uniforms and do blackface are running the government. That's how far removed we are from racism. Just making a point. Because we want to, black people want to make it sound like it was so long ago, let things go. White people want to tell you it was so long ago and to let things go. Until one of them gets caught, and then all of a sudden it wasn't that long ago. It was commonplace when I was practically grown in medical school. Me, running a whole state. Right? Right.
I believe that I did not wear that costume or attend that party stems in part from my clear memory of other mistakes I made in the same period of my life. That same year, I did participate in a dance contest in San Antonio, in which I darkened my face as part of a Michael Jackson costume. I look back now and regret that I did not understand the harmful legacy of an action like that. It is because my...
It's so crazy that he said he looks back now and regrets that he didn't understand a harmful legacy when the white Democrat that was just caping for him, the one with the KKK friend, said that he clearly understands the legacy, which is why we don't need to kick him out of office. He clearly understands the legacy. No one understands it better than him. He's able to white-splain why you should be nice to black people with other Southerners. Did we not just hear somebody cape for him and say that? So, which one is it going to be? Did you not understand the harmful legacy, or do you fully understand the harmful legacy so you're an asset to black people because you can talk to other racist Southerners? Which one is it going to be?
Of that episode is so vivid that I truly did not believe I am in the picture in my yearbook.
Okay. So, y'all, I don't know that I even have the words to express all of my feelings about this foolishness. I could try to find some words, but why bother? Like, why bother? I also think it's interesting that he knows how to talk to black people. He does understand the legacy because he knows how to talk to black people. Because I want you guys to hear how he played the Virginia Black Caucus. White people have a way of talking where they agree with you even though they're not agreeing with you. They just, how you tell your kid comes to you, they start talking, you're like, baby, yeah. You're not really telling them yeah, and you're not really listening. You're being dismissive, but because they're little kids, they don't always know that. So white people have a way of talking to black people like that. And so the Black Caucus members, they crack me up because they thought that they were going in there to have a conversation with equals and quickly found out that this man wasn't listening to you. He doesn't give two craps about what you had to say. Let me go ahead and play this Democracy Now! Interview with one of the Virginia Black Caucus members where he explains how he thought he was going to step down. He thought Northern was going to step down based on their conversation with each other. So he was shocked when he went and made this retraction statement the next day. because he doesn't understand WhiteSplaining. Okay, he doesn't speak white man, so he was confused as to what had been accomplished during their meeting. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
Sure, and as I did yesterday, right after Jim Moran made those statements, I want to make it very clear that Justin Fairfax was not promoted by Ralph Northam. Justin Fairfax is not the lieutenant governor because Ralph Northam selected him. Love Ralph, but Justin Fairfax is lieutenant governor and has been successful as lieutenant governor.
Wait, did he just say that he loves Ralph? Did this black man just say that he loves Ralph Northam? Okay, this would explain why he didn't understand that he was being condescending to him during their meeting. But let's just... I'm going to need y'all... I can't. Okay, let's just keep playing it.
Governor because of Justin Fairfax.
And can you tell us a little about who Justin Fairfax is? A remarkable moment when he's sworn in as lieutenant governor, and he has in his pocket the emancipation papers of his great-great-great-grandfather.
Justin Fairfax, I think, is prepared to lead. He's not perfect. He's a Duke Blue Devils fan, but Justin Fairfax is prepared to lead. And I don't want to say that we're...
I'm pissed off that... I don't know who the Blue Devils are, but it sounds like a sports team to me. I'm pissed off that we're engaging in a real conversation and this man has said two stupid things. I mean, he's part of a black caucus, so y'all just wait for my video on my main channel about the black caucus members. But never mind that. First, he says he loves Northam. Then he says, oh, Fairfax isn't perfect. He's a Blue Devils fan. Really, sports? You love this racist white man, and then you follow that with sports? All right. See, this is why people don't take us seriously. This is why that conversation they had together, if it went anything like this in the first 2 minutes, the first 60 seconds, is why he walked out with the unclear idea of what was going to go down. He didn't realize he just was allowed to vent because he was thought to be stupid. He thought he was having a real conversation, but see, you can't have a real conversation with when you're leading with stuff like this. I love that racist white man. Justin Fairfax, he's not perfect. He's a Blue Devils fan, because that's really relevant. I can't.
We're going to throw Ralph out. Ralph Northam has an opportunity to still contribute to the Commonwealth of Virginia in some of the fashions that he's already done. So he can...
Oh, and they want to keep him around to contribute because he's got something to offer to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Okay. Yeah.
He will, I would imagine, go back to seeing patients. He will have a voice in the Commonwealth, particularly as it relates to reconciliation, redemption, and race relations.
So a racist is going to have a voice in reconciliation, redemption, and race relation. The 3 R's. Reconciliation, redemption, and race relations. This brilliant man, Coon Man, as they call him, Coon Man, blackface, KKK costume man, is going to have a voice in reconciliation, redemption, and race relations. He's got something to bring to the table. This is a full-on black man saying this. This is why, y'all, my congressional black caucus, where I go through all these black caucus members one by one, just to demonstrate how they just aren't black at all. They just look black. They're sitting there, they're talking, I'm staring at him. He looks black as hell. But he's speaking, and I'm not so sure what I'm listening to right now.
I think he will have an opportunity to have a loud voice. I just don't believe he has the opportunity to continue as the highest ranking elected official in the Commonwealth, with all that has transpired and the revelations from Friday.
Last month, for the second year in a row, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax sat out a session of the Virginia Senate, over which he presides, as the body honored Confederate General Robert E. Lee. Fairfax tweeted, "History repeats itself. I will be stepping off the dais today in protest of the Virginia Senate honoring Robert E. Lee. I'll be thinking of this June 5th, 1798 manumission document that freed my great-great-great-grandfather Simon Fairfax from slavery in Virginia. #We rise together." Fairfax had those emancipation papers in his pocket when he was sworn in. Talk about that scene and what that was all about.
Well, I think it illustrated who the man Justin Fairfax is. I also want to make sure that we make very clear, Ralph Northam, Justin Fairfax, the Black Caucus, the House Caucus, both sides of the aisle have worked together to make sure that the most vulnerable of our citizens receive the services and the equity and
I'm sorry. So we have our Jew, right, interviewer, pointing out that they honor racists. And that Fairfax, the black man that I hope takes the place of Northam, refuses to step foot on the floor when racists are being honored. And this fool is going to cape? Well, he loves Northam, so y'all, he wants him to have a voice in reconciliation and race relations and whatever the hell the other R was. So I'm not surprised he took his cape out of the closet and popped it on, talking about, well, I just want to make it clear that you know, we all work together with Northam to do good for the black folk. The most vulnerable, that's AKA black. He sounds like the white dude before. Well, all of this benevolent racism that he engages in helping the poor black folk. He's able to talk to all the racist Southerners in a language they understand because he understands how this thing worked down here. You know, I cannot. But let's let him talk, because every time a Black Caucus member opens up their mouth, I want to rip all my hair out my head, but I don't want to be bald today, so.
The justice that they deserve. Just Friday, at around 1 o'clock, I gave a floor speech that shared that the Virginia Legislative Black Caucus has no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. And over the time, we have worked with Ralph Northam and Justin Fairfax in the interest of those most vulnerable individuals in every corner of the Commonwealth. And so we don't want to discount the work that either of them have done. But just as we said...
Well, he won't discount it. Let me discount it for him. Screw what Northam did. Benevolent racism and benevolent racist policies, you don't get backpats for that. When did we start handing out brownie points for nice racism? Aw, you're such a nice racist. You know, like the guy that was talking about the KKK dude earlier. He was a member of the KKK, but he said the one thing he wanted to do before he retired was put aside a plot of land for Martin Luther King. That's redemption. Brownie point. This could be Northam. That was his whole point. So this black man is kind of like the black doctor Margaret Sanger was talking about. If we only train them, they can talk to black people. They can help black people see the light. They'll trust him because he's black. Yeah, we'll just title this video WhiteSplaining. Okay.
No permanent enemies, no permanent friends, only permanent interests. That was challenged on Friday when we had these revelations and we had to go to our dear friend, the governor of the Commonwealth, Ralph Northam, and ask for him to step aside.
And Chairman Bagby,
the work
What is your understanding of the meeting last night, the emergency meeting that Governor Northam called of his staff?
And I'm going to be frank with you. I decided I was going to take a break, prepare for your show, and watch the Super Bowl. And so after that, I went to bed.
Oh my gosh, y'all! He did not. I told you this. I told you this man was dense. I told you this man was a few marbles short of a whole brain. This fool, we are in the middle of trying to oust a racist and replace him with a black man so that we can have at least one black governor in all the United States of America. And he starts with, I love the racist. He follows up with a sports comment. And then while they're handling business, running the state, he's talking about, oh, I checked out to prepare for your show and watch the damn Super Bowl. I'm going to need... Gosh. Oh, y'all. I'm going to need this insanity to stop. I'm going to need him to at least pretend like he's doing something when he comes on national TV. These are our black leaders. The darn Super Bowl, because that matters. That's what counts. I cannot.
And we are prepared to caucus just after I come off with you. Matter of fact, my Virginia Legislative Black Caucus members are waiting for me, and then we will go into the Democratic Caucus, House Caucus meeting, and then we will go on to the floor. And this is the day before crossover. So for those individuals that aren't familiar with crossover in the state of Virginia, Commonwealth of Virginia, this is the day where House bills go over to the Senate and Senate bills go over to the House. One of the busiest days of our session. And so we have to be mindful that we were sent here to do the work, and now it's time for us to go do.
I'm going to need him to not talk about how he was sent there to do the work when he said he took the day off for the darn Super Bowl. What the hell?
Be recommitted to doing the work.
Willamette Bagby, I want to thank you so much for being with us, Chair of the Virginia Legislative Black Caucus. When we come...
And he's the chair. Y'all, he is the chair of the Virginia Legislative Black Caucus. I'm going to need him to completely stop. Like, all the way stop. Okay. Let me do my first part last. You are currently looking at the family that I would like to see be the first family of Virginia.